There are two kinds of athletes that we know of, right? Those who start at a very young age, unfortunately rare in India. And there are those who find that their passion lies in sports at a much later stage of life. Well, I fall somewhere in the middle of these two categories. I'd like to start on a rather nostalgic note and take you through my childhood. My parents always encouraged me to be a well rounded kid and pushed me into doing extracurricular activities. They also drilled the idea that I am responsible for all the decisions I make. They were very liberal and supportive about this. My mother often told me that they are here to guide me as to what I can or should be doing, but eventually I have to follow my own path. I continue to paint a vivid picture of this in my head every time I'm at a crossroad, of her holding my hand, whispering something into my ear, and letting go of my hand to take my own step forward. I started my sports journey with karate. I was only 8 years old. I practiced karate for 4 years, after which I set out to explore competitive sports. That was when I found my love for swimming. I was overly passionate about the sport. I competed in several competitions, including the state level championship. But I had a slight disadvantage in the sport due to my height. I'm just 4'11" for those wondering. None of that killed my passion for swimming though. I did it because water was my happy place. I trained for hours every day, never skipped a day. Even when the water was chilly in the winters, or when it poured heavily in the monsoons, or when the sun burnt my skin and made it like 10 shades darker in the summers. I was driven by passion. I competed for a few years till I was in the 10th grade. The 10th grade. Let me give you a moment to process that. Can you imagine what might have happened next? Yes, board exams. Training affected my academics and I had to cut it all down. Such a bummer. But hey, water still remains to be my happy place. Let's hit the fast forward button now. I had entered my adulthood. And like most 18-year-olds, I got an annual gym membership. It was a traditional gym. I had no interest, no purpose, and no motivation whatsoever. I'd go there occasionally to run on the treadmill and do random ab workouts that I saw on YouTube. I never really liked the gym atmosphere, sweaty, grunty men. I was then introduced to a CrossFit studio. That was love at first sight for me. Men and women were all lifting heavy weights. They were all training together. The coaches were friendly and warm. It was like a community in itself, and I wanted to be a part of it. I looked forward to that 1 hour of my day where I was surrounded with energy and enthusiasm. My perspective towards sports and fitness had changed. It was here that I realized that I want to make fitness a permanent part of my lifestyle. And thanks to the wonders that muscle memory can do, I was able to perform quite well with weight training. My muscles had the strength retained in them from all the many years of karate and swimming. Few months down the line, one of the coaches at the center introduced me to the sport of powerlifting. He then encouraged me to take up the sport seriously as a competitive sport. There I was again at a crossroad. Should I take up a new competitive sport or just remain in my comfort zone and have fun with regular training? Thanks to the confidence that my parents gave me, powerlifting then became my new passion. But I must tell you, my instant reaction to my coach when he proposed the idea of competing in powerlifting was, "Have you lost it?" And as for my dad, when he first found out that I wanted to compete in powerlifting, his first response was, "Have you lost it?" But now my dad is the most supportive and proud parents one can have. And my mother. Oh, my mother. She fulfills all my needs, right from my nutrition to my mental breakdowns and all the tantrums that I throw when I'm off carbs. And now, coming to my most favorite aspects. Let me tell you, when one is training for a sport, it's not just the mental or physical training that they go through. There's a lot of soft skills that you can take away each day. Patience, focus, confidence, respecting my body, respecting others' time and efforts are the few that I have taken away in the 2 years of my training. And I've also learned that there's no journey that comes without speed breakers and potholes. some big, some small. But the only thing that matters is for you to hit the accelerator again and gain back the momentum. It is humbling to find someone that sees the true potential in you that you might not see in yourself. I was truly blessed to have found such a coach and mentor in my life throughout my powerlifting journey. My coach never really let me celebrate any medals that we won. Not at the district level, not at the state level, not even at national level. Because his gut told him that I would be representing India someday. And that's all we trained for. That was the only goal. We were training at the gym one day and he randomly asked me to stand on a stool. He handed over a chalk to me and he dictated out random numbers. He asked me to write them down on the wall. I still wonder how no one threw us out that day. So he dictated out these numbers and he asked me to write them down in font size 100. This was the picture that we clicked off the wall. And this picture became my everything since that day. My home screen, my lock screen, WhatsApp wallpaper. Even his contact name was changed to those numbers. At that point of time, I was barely lifting half of this. And these numbers looked bizarre to me. 2 years later, there I was, standing at the world's biggest platform of the sport, the Powerlifting World Championship, in my India blazer. And guess what? I was lifting the exact amount of weight that we had written on the walls that day. I was nervous. It's a whole different ballgame to be practicing at your academy versus standing at a platform in front of judges and several unknown faces. But that's what defines you as an athlete. How you perform under all that pressure, surrounded by greatness and uncertainty. Uncertain about what your competitor will do. Uncertain about the judge being fair. Uncertain about how your body will react to the weather. Or if an injury will slow you down. All these mixed feelings came rushing through my head during my first lift at the World Championship. The foreign faces made me anxious. So anxious that I failed one of my attempts at lifting. An attempt that could have gotten me a silver medal. I naturally broke down at first, but I knew I had to get my game face back on. I might have lost the opportunity of winning a silver medal, but I knew I still had a chance to get on the podium and take something back for my country. So I cleared my head and I got myself to focus on giving all that I had. It's all a mental game after all. Returning back home with a bronze medal and the feeling that I've not let my parents and my coach down was not only overwhelming but a proud feeling for me. Honestly, my life has never been the same ever since. Not only did I get the opportunity to be sitting here in front of you today at a TEDx platform, but several other opportunities have opened up for me. Want to hear something ironic though? There was a hidden reason behind why I stopped competing in swimming. So you do know that when you're playing a sport at a competitive level, there's a lot of hardcore functional training that's involved in the program. Few years after training, my shoulders started to get a little broad. I was very young yet so conscious about my physical appearance. I thought I looked manly. And I hated it. Irony of my life. Here I am playing a sport that's apparently a man's sport. And physical appearance is the last of my concerns. In fact, I kind of like the muscles on me now. Coming back to my current journey, I'm often asked what keeps me motivated and what's next. It is the thrill and the adrenaline rush that competitions provide is what keeps me going. It is the constant self-reminder of my why, being clear of my goals and why I'm doing what I'm doing. In the end, for me, it's all about having fun, creating lots of happy hormones when I train and winning medals. Set goals for yourself, short-term goals as well as long-term goals. Set your own path and put your heart and soul into achieving it. It's okay if you have not found your passion yet, or if you're confused about where to go and what to do. Relax, you'll figure it out. Don't worry, I'm not going to get all preachy on you right now. But I would like to quote one of my most favorite speakers of all times, Satguruji. He said, no matter what path you choose in life, always ask yourself this question: will it give you life, or are you just trying to make a living? Yeah, it's deep. Give it a thought later. Let me also tell you, it is okay to reach out to external factors for motivation. If you're not able to remind yourself, find someone or something that will help you. You can't be self motivated all the time, it's not humanly possible. And as for what's next, I have now shifted my focus to the sport of Olympic weightlifting. No, it's not the same as powerlifting. Well, this sport is in the Olympics. So here I am, an ordinary 23-year-old girl sitting in front of you with bigger dreams and aspirations. I have now started my new journey, and I do believe that the result of this journey will also be worth the wait.